Hello everyone, welcome back. Welcome to this Selenium Advanced Level Framework Development course. I hope you have enjoyed my previous course, which was for basic framework level development. Uh, though it has all the capabilities, there was only missing one capability, which is WebDriver instance was static. Because of that, we were not able to execute the test cases in parallel, and that is something which we are going to overcome in our advanced framework. Along with that, we are going to talk about a lot many different things. Okay, and the application itself for basic level framework was pretty simple, but in the advanced level course, we are going to have very good application, which I would say industry standard level application. Okay, so like whatever videos you might have gone through on YouTube till now, they are just on some dummy website, and they are just like, okay, separate things, right? For selecting combo box, selecting radio button, selecting check boxes, or let's say reading the data from Excel. But the main question or main point here is how to combine that particular data and create one framework structure, right? So which will and that framework should be having your all the capabilities. Like, it should be very simple. That the main objective behind test automation is not to complicate your framework. It is not like, okay, whether I'm using all the advanced technologies or something like that, right? No, we are not developing an application. Our main focus should be how to avoid maximum number of defects. My test automation, whenever I run my test automation suite, I should be able to find out maximum possible defects, right? That's where something I should focus on. Okay, so regarding this basic level frameworks, what I talked on, all videos are present on YouTube. And even if you go to github.com, let me show you where it is. If you go to github.com, in my profile Prakash Narkade, and if you go under repositories, you will find the repository called as basic Selenium test automation framework. Okay, so here, yeah, I have given a little description what and all it contains, and the detailed contains basically topic by topic along with YouTube links. Okay, and if you go to the YouTube, basically you will find similar stuff when you search for my channel. Okay, the very first one, and if you go under playlist, you should find this one, Selenium framework development from scratch, from basic to advanced level. Okay, so here till now I have videos for all basic levels, but yeah, from this video onward I have started from for advanced level, and you should be find the videos getting updated weekly in the same playlist. Okay, so yeah, now coming back to what we are going to talk into this specific advanced level framework. Okay, so the very first point I told you is like, we are going to automate, or we are going to uh, uh, automate our test cases on some uh, industry standard application. Industry standard application, that is something which I am going to select as my application under test. Okay, so what is this application under test, what I'm going to use, and what test cases I'm going to automate, that is something which I'll focus in my next video. But for now, what and all we are going to talk into this particular video. Second part, we are going to use a data driven framework. Along with that, we are going to use page object model. In fact, we are going to implement the same page factory concepts what we have implemented into the last framework, right? And this is something what we call it as a hybrid framework. Okay, next important point what we are going to implement is parallel execution. Okay, now for parallel execution, it's not like, okay, you go to testengine.xml and it will you will update the thread count, and your test cases will get executed in parallel. No, it won't work in that way. You need to make your driver, your what are all things we have, your extend report. If you're using extend report, your reporting, and your let's say the way how you are going to read the data. So all these three four things, like whatever things we have, right? So all these three four different things should be thread safe, right? So if, let's say, if I'm doing parallel execution, I'm going to invoke 5 different threads. So my driver should be thread safe, extend report thread should be thread safe, and data read again, it should be thread safe, right? So when I make it as a thread safe, then I'll go to testengine.xml, and then I'll update thread count as whatever I want, and then my parallel test execution should happen. Along with that, we are going to uh, interact with databases, interact with DB. So like whatever data I insert on my UI or whatever data I create on my UI, I'm going to verify it in DB databases. Then I'm going to check emails. Couple of places I'll be getting emails, right? So I'm going to verify data in emails as well. So those things we are going to integrate into our test automation framework again. Okay, next important point, we are going to talk it about Selenium Grid. So how we are going to execute our test cases. So that is something via Selenium Grid. So in fact, we can implement Selenium Grid infrastructure on our local machines as well, but I do prefer using Docker machines for this. Okay, and why, we will understand it whenever we implement it actually. So I'm going to talk about this Docker machines. Then the Selenium Grid can be implemented on cloud hosted server cloud. Let's say I'm going to talk about Google Cloud. Let's say I'm going to show you how I can host my Selenium Grid on Google Cloud platform, or I can even show you how can I host it on let's say browser stack, the external cloud hosted Selenium Grid solutions. Could be your browser stack or whatever. We have many competitors in the market for this. Okay, and what next important, yeah, so another important point, we are going to talk about Jenkins. Okay, so in industry standard, how it happens is whenever I check in my code, whenever developer check in his code, then his unit testing should get started. Once unit testing gets successful, then my automation execution should get started, right? And once automation execution gets started, and if the percentage pass is within the defined criteria, then it should proceed further with next step. Could be deploying the same application to other region, or pre-prod region or UAT region, or maybe deploy it to UAT region and then execute the automation UAT test cases again, and then deploy it to pre-prod region and then prod region, something like that, right? So that is something how your pipeline is developed, right? So in this particular video, we are going to focus even more on this CI/CD concepts and how they gets actually implemented. Okay, one more point about this particular framework is, what we are going to do is we are going to do Jira integration. Okay, so what will happen is, if any test case fails, right, if test case fails, automatically it should create a defect. Automatically defect creation should happen. Okay, so these are some points I'm going to, and one more thing, again, when I say I'm going to use Jenkins, I should be expecting as soon as my test execution finished, I should receive an email along with the screenshots or whatever reports and all those stuff, right? Some detailed email I'm expecting. Okay, so this is something at a high level which we are going to talk as a part of this advanced level framework. Okay, so if you guys have any comments on, or if we can include anything else, maybe you can put it in the comment and we can think on that. Okay, so these are the things at a high level, but again, as I said, we can make the changes and we can work based on if you have any questions. Okay, so yeah, I think that's it for this particular video. In the next video, I'll talk about I'll in fact show you what is my application under test on which I'm going to work on. Okay, so yeah, that's it. Do subscribe to the channel, because this course is going to take, let's say, 10 to 15 days. So as soon as I post video, you should get the notification if you are a new learner. In fact, you are a beginner, then also this course is going to be very much helpful for you guys. Okay, so do subscribe. Thank you.